Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is LUQMAN HAZEEQ bin ABDUL and my metric ID is MH20052. So today I'm gonna tell you about the electric vehicle. This is the content of the electric vehicle that I want to present. So the first is the introduction of the electric vehicle. So this is the history of the electric car, how the electric cars work, what are the benefits of electric cars, what are the downside of electric cars. EV charging have three types, which is connectors, home charging, and also public charging. And the last is the type of electric vehicles. We go to the next slide. I want to tell you about the introduction. What is actually an electric car? So put simply, an electric car is a one powered by an electric motor rather than a traditional petrol or diesel engine. This electric motor is powered by rechargeable batteries that can be charged by common household activity. So the electric car industry is growing fast thanks to improved choice, lower prices, grants, and ever-improving battery technology. So an electric car, battery electric car, or all-electric car is an automobile that is propelled by one or more electric motors using only energy stored in batteries, compared to internal combustion engine (ICE) vehicles. So electric cars are quieter, have no exhaust emission, and also lower emission for overall. So the third is the electric car. There are no gears in electric or hybrid car. They are always fully automatic car. When the accelerator is pressed, so the power is transferred from the battery to the electric motor. So the motor is powered, resulting in the drive shaft turning the wheel. So when the car is brakes, so the car begins to decelerate and the motor becomes an alternator. So generating power, this power is sent back to the battery. So this is the basic introduction to the electric car nowadays. So the next is the history of the electric car. So it first invented in 1875, where the world's first electric tram line operated in Starost near St. Petersburg, Russia, and it also invented and tested by Fyodor Brodsky. So after 20 years later, in 1884, Thomas Parker built an electric car in Wolverhampton using his own specially designed high-capacity rechargeable battery. So this is the big major improvement in 1884. So in 1669, it launched of the limited production General Motors EV1, and in 2008, the first Tesla Roadster delivered became the first highway legal electric car to use lithium-ion battery. So in the range from the 1669 to 2008, this is a very big improvement for the Tesla, because the Tesla only one industry that can use electric car with the lithium-ion battery. Then in 2011, the Nissan Leaf passed the Mitsubishi MI-EV as the world's all-time best-selling all-electric car. But 5 years after that, in 2016, the global all-electric car and van sales passes 1 million. So this is a big number of achievement. So 1 year after that, in 2017, the Tesla has launched a new model, which is it launch of the Tesla Model 3. So in 2020, the Tesla Model 3 surpassed the Nissan Leaf as the world's best-selling plug-in electric car in history. So the Tesla model is a very big name for the all-electric car vehicle nowadays. Okay, the next is the how do electric cars work. So the electric car function by plugging the car into a charge point. Like all electrical devices, it then begins to take electricity from the grid and charge the car. So the car stores the electricity in rechargeable battery that then power an electric motor, which turn the wheel as a normal fuel engine work. So electric car accelerate faster than vehicle with traditional fuel engine. So they feel lighter to drive as there are no gear to go through. So basically there are two types of EV technology, which is hybrid and also pure electric. So I will tell you detail about these two types. So the first one is fully electric car. So there is three main parts, which is the battery, controller, and also electric motor. So the main part is an electric car are a rechargeable battery, controller, and electric motor. So first, the battery is power. Then the controller converts the current from DC to AC so that it can be used by the motor. And lastly, the motor converts the electrical energy to mechanical energy. So this is the basic concept for the fully electric car. And the second one is the hybrid car. So what is the hybrid car? So in the same way, the hybrid car has the same technology exists in hybrid car alongside a small gasoline engine running a generator. So this power the car at cruising speed, and batteries provide extra power when accelerating. So the batteries can recharge themselves when the car is decelerating or standing still. So the hybrid technology means that your petrol goes much further, saving your money and reducing environmental impact. So actually the hybrid car is a car that uses more than one means of propulsion. That means it a combined petrol and diesel engine with an electric motor. So this is a big difference from the electric car to the hybrid car, where the hybrid car use petrol and electric engine, but the electric car also use the electric only. So the main advantage of a hybrid car are that it consumes less fuel and emits less CO2 carbon dioxide than a comparable petrol and diesel engine vehicle. So this is advantage of hybrid car compared to the diesel engine. So the hybrid car are conventional engine, an electric motor, and also a battery. So the hybrid are categorized as either strong or mild, and this depends on the amount of battery power that they have. With more battery capacity, strong hybrid can drive further than mild one on electric power only. So the example is, if you have a big car with a big capacity battery, so it can go more further compared to the small car with the small battery. So the next slide is what are the benefits of electric car. So there is a lot of benefits, so I will tell you. So the first one is they produce no tailpipe emissions, so are better for the planet. So why I say that? So the fully electric cars produce zero tailpipe emission and are powered by solely by electricity, whereas a plug-in hybrid car contains both a combustion engine and electric battery. So the second point is they often have a smoother drive than the petrol car. It is because the EV generally have lower center of gravity, which offer better handling, comfort, and responsiveness. So the electric engine provides smooth acceleration and deceleration and a quiet ride, which all leads to a better driving experience. So the basic concept of the low gravity is when the engine of one car is having a very low gravity, so it can give you the best experience of driving, like the handling and the comfort and the responsiveness for the car. So the third point is they are cheaper to run. So electric vehicles tend to have a cheaper fuel and maintenance cost, of course, while EVs usually maintenance costs while EV usually have higher upfront purchase prices, so the owner can save a lot of operating expenses. So on average, it spends 60% less fuel compared to internal combustion engine vehicles. So the last point is do not need much maintenance as they have fewer moving parts. So while gasoline-powered vehicles typically use about 13,000 components, it is a very many components from one car. But actually, EVs require about half as many, so about 15,000 components and low than that. So the entire drivetrain of an electric car can employ fewer than 20 moving parts. So it is most electric vehicles don't have gear transmission because they have low the compartment from one car. So before that, I tell you about the benefit of electric car. So of course, it have a downside of electric car. So I will tell you the detail what is the bad side of the electric car. So first, it can have a comparatively limited range. This depends on the model, the weather, and the style of driving. Because for the example, the style of driving, if you go in the highway about 140 km per hour, so it will use more power when you have a driving in the road, in the busy road, like you can go as fast as like 80 km per hour, so it will save your battery and also your petrol diesel. So the range of an electric vehicle depends first and foremost on the capacity of its lithium-ion battery. So in other words, the amount of electricity is able to store. So if the electric car have more capacity for one battery, so it can go more further. So this is the concept. So the second point is it depending on the car and the charger. So they can take a long time to charge. This is very bad disadvantage of electric car. So why I say that, because the charging an electric car can be done at home or any public charging station. But to full charging a car can be done in just 13 minutes. So it takes a long time actually, because can we compare to the fuel engine, if you have to fuel and a full tank diesel engine, it just take only about 5 minutes to 10 minutes, but an electric car has to charge about 30 minutes, so it has a long time. Or it may take uh, or it may take as long as half a day, so this is very long. So how big your battery is or how fast your charging point is may change the time is required. So it's all about the fast charging and also your battery matters. So number 3 is the batteries may need replacing after 5 to 10 years in order to retain efficiency. After a few thousand fuel charges, the battery will lose its ability to hold charge as effectively. So example is easy. Uh, 5 to 10 years is like more is like a long time, but the battery is not affordable. This is very expensive. So the majority of manufacturers give between 5 to 10 years warranty on their batteries or up to 100,000 kilometers. The batteries are designed not to die fully, but slowly lose charging capacity over time. So the last point is not all parts of the country will have charging point nearby. So for example, we can take the Asia and also Europe. So as we can compare, the Europe is more use electric car compared to the Asia. So ultimately, I think that the EV play is less about car and more about real estate. So the more EV on the road, the more charging station that will be needed. So if the Asia have a more car on the road, more electric car on the road, so there is also will be the more charging port on the road. So this is the concept. So the next slides, I will tell you about the EV charging. So how long does it take to charge an EV? So actually it has 4 types of charging, which is the home charger, public charging, fast charging, and also rapid charging. So basically the home charging, it will take 6 to 8 hours to full the batteries from 0 to 100%. But in the public charging, it will take 1 to 9 hours depend on the car model or range and also the cable. So the fast charging, maybe it will take around 13 minutes to have 80% of the battery. And lastly, we have also a rapid charging, which only takes 6 minutes, and maybe it will have around 100-kilometer range for the battery capacity. So the next slide, I will tell you more detail about the EV charging. So we have the connector, home charging, and also public charging. So the connectors, the most electric car use a wire connection to supply electricity for recharging. So electric vehicle charging plugs are not universal throughout the world. It same goes to the handphone, smartphone. So if we have the Samsung smartphone and iPhone, so there is the cable is not same as their phone. So the electric vehicle charging plugs are not universal throughout the world. It seems like the phone. So however, vehicles using one type of plug are generally able to charge at other type of charge station through the use of plug adapter. So if you want to charge at the other station, so you have to buy an adapter to use the charging ports. So the second is the home charging. So actually, electric car usually charge overnight from a home charging station, sometimes known as a charging point, wall box charger, or simply a charger in a garage or on the outside of a house. So this is advantage of electric car because we can charge at the home only compared to a fossil fuel vehicle. The need for charging using public infrastructure is diminished because of the opportunities for home charging. Vehicle can be plugged in and begin each day with a full charge. So the second is the public charging. So the public charging stations are almost always faster than home chargers, with many supplying direct current to avoid the bottleneck of going through the car's AC to DC converter. So in 2020, the fastest charger is being 30, 350 kilowatt. So the charging an electric vehicle using public charging station takes longer than refueling a fossil fuel vehicle. So the speed at which a vehicle can recharge depends on the charging station, charging speed, and the vehicle own capacity to receive a charge. It's same concept with a phone, right? If we have a big battery capacity and the charger is supercharging, and the adapter is like a 100 watt, so it maybe only take 13 minutes to full the battery capacity of that phone. But if we have a larger battery but with a slow charging adapter and slow cable, so maybe it will take 1 hour to charge a full battery for that phone. So the connecting a vehicle that can accommodate very fast charging to a charging station with a very high rate of charge can refill the vehicle battery to 80% in 15 minutes. So vehicle and charging station with slower charging speeds may take as long as 2 hours to refill a battery to 80%. As with a mobile phone, the final 20% takes longer because the system slows down to fill the battery safely and avoid damaging it. So the industry come with the great idea, because if the 20% charge will fully very faster, and it can be damaged for something that we want to charge like phone or car, so the warranty is very high to claim. So in the last topic, I will share about the type of electric vehicle, which is we have three type of electric vehicle. The first one is the battery electric vehicle that we call BEV, and the second one is the plug-in hybrid electric vehicle that we call PHEV, and the third is the hybrid electric vehicle we call HEV. So after that, I will tell you more detail about these three type of electric vehicle. So the first type of electric vehicle is the battery electric vehicle BEV. So actually, battery electric vehicle are also called BEV, are fully electric vehicle with rechargeable batteries and no gasoline engine. So a battery electric vehicle is a type of electric vehicle EV that exclusively uses chemical energy stored in rechargeable battery pack with no secondary source of propulsion. So this car only use one battery only. So the second point is their battery power is used to run the electric motor and all onboard electronics. So BEV use electric motor and motor controller instead of internal combustion engine ICE for propulsion. So the third one is the battery electric vehicle store electricity on board with high capacity battery packs. So they derive all power from battery packs and thus have no internal combustion engine like fuel cell or fuel tank. And the last one is electric vehicle EV chargers are classified according to the speed with which they recharge an EV's battery. So powered solely by an electric battery with no gas engine parts. So most BEV are capable of fast charging and L2 charging with zero emission. So the second type of electric vehicle is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, PHEV. So plug-in hybrid electric vehicle basically use batteries to power an electric motor as well as another fuel such as gasoline or diesel to power an internal combustion engine or other propulsion source. So this is a big difference, the hybrid electric car and the engine diesel car. So the second point is PHEV can charge their battery through charging equipment and regenerative braking. So what is generative braking? So using electricity from the grid to run the vehicle some or all of the time reduces operating costs and fuel use relative to conventional vehicle. So the third point is PHEV may also produce lower level of emission depending on the electricity source and how often the vehicle is operated in all electric mode. So this is very big advantage for the electric vehicle because there is no emission to the surrounding. So the number four is the although PHEV are generally more expensive than similar conventional and hybrid vehicle, some costs can be recovered through fuel saving, a federal tax credit, and also state incentive. So the last type of electric vehicle is the hybrid electric vehicle, HEV. So today's hybrid electric vehicle are powered by an internal combustion engine in combination with one or more electric motors that use energy stored in batteries. So HEV is combined the benefit of high fuel economy and low tailpipe emission with the power and range of the conventional vehicles. So in HEV, the extra power provided by the electric motor may allow for a smaller combustion engine. So, however, the battery can also power auxiliary loads and reduce engine idling when the vehicle is stopped. Together, this feature results in better fuel economy without sacrificing performance. So this means that if you have an electric car, then you brake stop at the some place, so the car will off, and then it will save you uh, fuel economy without sacrificing the performance. So that it means. So the third one is an HEV cannot plug into off-board sources of electricity to charge the battery. Instead, the vehicle uses generative braking and the internal combustion engine to charge. The vehicle captures energy normally lost during the braking by using the electric motor as a generator and storing the captured energy in the battery. So the last point is the HEV can be either mild or full hybrid, and full hybrid can be designed in series or parallel configuration. So there are the different ways to combine the power from the electric motor and also the engine. So the last one is for the conclusion. So should you buy an electric car? So for me, it's yes, because the electric motor are inherently more efficient than internal combustion engine, while a gasoline or diesel engine typically wastes more than 70% of the energy it uses as unwanted heat. But an electric motor, it turns all about 5% into kinetic energy. Although electric cars are costlier to buy at present. They are cheaper than petrol or diesel vehicles in the long run regarding servicing, fuel, and also the tax costs. So there is no vehicle excise duty on a fully electric car because they emit no CO2. So EVs are also cheaper to maintain because they have fewer moving parts. So that's all from me. Thank you.